بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أوصيكم وإياي أولا بتقوى الله فقد فاز المتقون كما قال الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون وقال الله أيضا كل نفس ذائقة الموت وقال الله أيضا يوم لا ينفع مال ولا بنون إلا من أتى الله بقلب سليم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Inshallah, we will start our class with the morning invocation. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka hamidun majid. Allahumma bika asbahna wa bika amsayna wa bika nahya وبك النموت وإليك النشور. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد نبيا. اللهم زدني علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا. يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك وعلى طاعتك. اللهم أدخلنا جنتك وأجرنا من النار. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. صلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين يا رب العالمين. Alhamdulillah, we always train ourselves to remember Allah Rabbul Alameen and to make dua for ourselves, our family, and also for every Muslim wherever they are. But those who are not well, like the sisters of our sister Nani, her sister Nora, Aisha bint Abdul Rashid, and we have been praying, inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give her whatever she deserves, and also may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for her. One of the important things that Allah Rabbul Alameen remind us about life is that Allah said every living thing will end. Everyone have to end. The only thing that Allah remind us is have a good ending. How to have a good ending? We have to remember Allah. We have to train ourselves to submit to Allah, so that we are pleased with what Allah have ordained upon us, so that Allah will be pleased with us. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam also experienced some sickness, pain, some suffering before he returned back to Allah. And that's why he said, Tahur, inshallah, like that. When anybody experience any kind of pain, deep in our heart, we must remind ourselves that this is process of purification, and Allah may forgive all our sin, inshallah. But the most important thing, when we are having all this suffering, we must remind ourselves not to get involved in any form of shirk. That is very, very important. That is our last battle with Allah, eh? To Allah and also with the Satan. A lot of people may have good intention to advise us, to recommend us to do a lot of good things. To the intention is good, but one is shirk, is something that we must stay away. Allah has said, remember the day will come, nothing can benefit you anymore, even your children that you love so much, and they love you too. And all the property that you have cannot save you anymore, except those who return back to Allah with a submitted heart, a heart that reda, is pleased to Allah Rabbul Alameen. Before we continue, we just arrived this morning from Japan for our trip, and the Jama'ah they sent a warm salam to all of us. We have shared with them a lot of things on how to take good care of the second generation. First generation of Muslim, alhamdulillah, they are still strong. They are proud to have their Islamic identity. Second generation is having a lot of challenges, and they worried for the third generation. Everywhere we go, we encounter that, even back home in Malaysia. The second generation tend to have a lot of doubts to Islam. And they start to think that Islam is a difficult religion. There's so many restrictions compared with other religions. But we don't really explain to them why. We said this is not allowed. We don't even explain to them why. We say do this or do that. We don't explain to them, just do. So when there's no clarification, we have failed them. Allah Rabbul Alameen said in the Quran, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. Quran was revealed as a guidance and for us to explain to them. Bayinat. Bayinat means we have a duty to talk to them. But sometimes our children, they keep it to themselves. They know religious matter is very sensitive. And when they ask us a lot about religion and we cannot give them a very practical, logical, rational answer, we are hurting them. So the best thing for us to do, not to talk to them about religious matter. Don't ask them anything about religion. We have some good time with some youngsters in the camp. Alhamdulillah, they start to communicate with us. We invite them, inshallah, for our youth camp this coming December. Every year Al-Qadim organizes a youth camp. And I think when they are here, they will understand Islam better. We are going to show them how practical, how simple, how easy Islam is. The simple reason that we have failed is because we Muslims who came from different background, different country, together in a foreign country. They all came from abroad, and they are bringing their culture along. So sometimes most of our culture contradict the value of the people in Japan. So it just cannot click. Example, we are not committed. When we do things, we are not committed. But the Japanese people are very committed, and they are very detailed. They really go for quality. They are very clean, very organized. So us, we Muslims especially, are very chincai. We have an understanding asal buat saudara. As long as we do it, we don't have to go so detailed, but not for them. When there's some mistake, they will rectify immediately, or they will just take it away. No. Inshallah, we hope. But the Muslim in Japan is growing, alhamdulillah, among the Japanese. Alhamdulillah. And we believe, inshallah, it's going to grow more and more, inshallah. Now, to all the sisters, today only the sisters with us. I think we are coming towards the ending of the book. And we are talking about things that we are so exposed to when somebody passes away, after the burial, when we are visiting the graveyards. Number one, I just like to remind all of us who are here. Now, the Prophet ﷺ encouraged us to visit the graveyard, but he never fixed the time and the day. So when the Prophet do not fix anything in the religion, we cannot fix it. We cannot say, oh, it's good on Monday, and Monday is good to fast, alhamdulillah. Oh, it's good on Thursday. Thursday also is good to fast, sunnah fasting. But when you want to say it's good to visit the graveyard at certain day, at certain time, you must have some reference. Without any reference, you have no right to fix anything when it's not been fixed by Allah and the Prophet ﷺ. For people who visit the grave, you must have the right intention. One thing that we may commit sin by visiting the grave is that we thought that they can help us. We are going there to ask them to pray for us. This is a new kind of shirk. Allah Rabbul Alameen in Surah Fatir, verses 14, He reminds us, In tad'uuhum la yasma'u du'a'akum walau sami'u mastajabu lakum wa yawmal qiyamah yakfuruna bishirqikum wa la yunabbi'uka mislu khabir. Allah is telling us, if you go to the graveyard or to the dead, and you call upon them, they can't hear you anymore. They can't hear you. Sometimes we may even talk to them, very sentimental kind of departure. So we will go there, sit there for 10, 20, half an hour, sharing our feeling. Then Allah also continue by saying, if they can hear you, they cannot do anything for you. If they can hear you, if Allah allowed them to hear you, they cannot do anything for you anymore. Don't ever think that they can pray on your behalf, no more. Like a lot of people who visit so-called keramat, known to us, the holy, or the sacred tombs and so on. You can't anymore. And Allah continue by reminding all of us, وَيَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ يَأْفُرُونَ بِشِرْقِكُمْ. And in the day of judgment, they, the one who have passed away, our loved one, will say to us, I have nothing to do with your shirk. It's a shirk. If you want to ask anything, Allah have said to us, Ud'uni astajibu lakum. In other ayah, Allah said, وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. If anybody asks you, O Muhammad, about me, say to them, I'm close to them. إِنِّي قَرِيبٌ أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ. I respond to whoever call upon me. Allah has said it very clear to us. The problem that we have weak iman. Maybe we have good feeling, I'm a sinner, I'm not a good guy, But this man, this holy man, he's been a wali, he's been so good. Alhamdulillah, he's good for himself. He can help you when he's still alive. He can make dua for you. But when he passed away, he need your dua. He need our dua. And that's why what the Prophet said, when somebody passed away, after you say inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, immediately the Prophet said, istaghfiru li akhikum. Seek forgiveness for your fellow Muslim brothers or sisters. They need our prayer. We know the Prophet has said, إِذَا مَاتَ ibn Adam in qata'a amalu. When the children of Adam pass away, now they are cut off from this world, except 3 things. This is our investment. Sadaqatin jariyah. It can be any form of sadaqah. Ilmun yuntafa'u bihi. We are attending classes, we acquire knowledge. When we have the right knowledge, we pass it down to our loved one, to our family members. But remember, you must share with them with the knowledge that is from the Quran and the Sunnah. Knowledge that is not based on Quran and Sunnah, please don't share, because you may, you thought that you are getting reward, that you are promoting an innovation that Allah and the Prophet hate. Even Imam Malik, the teacher of Imam Shafi'i, said, the Satan loves people who do all this innovation and promote innovation more than a alcohol drinker, a gambler, a sinner who commit adultery. Why? Because the person who are drinking, they know drinking is haram. They never promote. So far you never see any Muslim go and promote. It's good for you to drink, no. It's good for you to commit zina. No, nobody do that. But when it comes to innovation, we promote. And the shaitan loves this, because by doing that, we are destroying our deen, as though that Islam is not been perfected by Allah, and the Prophet failed to deliver the message to us. Now we know better than him. That is very dangerous. And also the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam remind us from Abu Hurairah, ista'zantu rabbi an astaghfira li ummi falam ya'zan li wasta'zantuhu an azura qabraha fa'azina li. I, the Prophet, said, ask Allah the permission to ask forgiveness for my mother. The Prophet is telling us, he asked Allah the permission to do dua, to make a dua of istighfar for his mother. But Allah did not permit the Prophet. Then I asked Allah to allow me to visit their graves, and Allah permit me. No, even the person that is so close to us, our parent, but if they die without recognizing Allah, as a disbeliever, there is the limit we can go. We can participate in their burial and we can visit their grave, but no prayer at all. Zero prayer. It's very tough for us. Now this is also to show us this religion don't belong to us. Don't belong to Muhammad. If belong to Muhammad, he can say, why can't I do that? No. Because this is not yours. This religion belongs to Allah. You are the messenger of Allah. Allah said, yes, yes, no, no. That's all. So it's very important for us to make sure that our loved one depart with La ilaha illallah. Yeah? One day, die as a believer, alhamdulillah. Yeah? Then we can do all the prayer for them. These are things that is very important for us to understand, because people today are very sentimental. Sometimes you are so close to someone, and the one who is so close also is a very kind, loving person, but they choose not to die as a believer. So what are we supposed to do? Normally, to our feeling, I will pray for it. It's up to Allah to accept. No, no, no. It's not up to Allah. You want to do something, yeah, you must know whether you are allowed to do that or not. If you are allowed, then you do. The Prophet himself seek the permission from Allah when he visited the grave of his mother. Allah said no. Then he asked, can I visit? Yes. Okay. Now let us go back to the book 279, page 279. Is that 279 today? No. Yeah. Now let us go back to the unsubstantiated ritual. Number one, standing quietly by the gate of the graveyard or cemetery, as if asking permission to enter. There are people who just want to stand at the gate first, and they are making some dua, special dua, like asking for certain spiritual permission. Or the caretaker, no, the caretaker have no right to stop anybody to come to the graveyard. But they have the right, to stop people doing all the innovation. If people will come with flowers, people will come with water, people will come with all these animals to sacrifice, they have the right to just stop them and take it away from them. Why? Because it's not allowed. We are Muslim. These are Muslim graveyard. But there's a question asked to me when I was in Japan. What happens if a person who's going to be a Muslim, but before he makes Shahada, he passed away? And to bury a non-Muslim, you cost a lot. cost you million of yen. It costs million yen because it's very expensive. Only the Muslim burial is the easiest and the cheapest. I said to them, when there is a separate graveyard, then of course everybody will have to go to their own graveyards. But if you are caught in a situation there's no separate graveyard, even the Muslim who pass away, you have to bury them. If there's the only place that you can bury, you just bury them. Don't worry. You don't allow all the other people to pray, do any prayer, because we have our own way of performing prayer. But you have to bury the dead. You cannot just let it out. I mean, without bury, then it will cause other kind of problem. The Prophet allowed the companion to do that too. And it's very important if those who you know they are Muslim but they don't have any document. Some people just do not want to document their reversion because they are worried of other things. Then if you were not been stopped to do the ritual Islamically, do it. I think a lot of people will be happy for us to arrange the funeral because it's cheap. Maybe it's free. Maybe it's just a token. Alhamdulillah. Number 2, standing near the grave with the hands on the chest, as if in prayer. That means you qiyam. You are not supposed, because the only prayer that was allowed to give salam, yes, make dua, yes, and salatul janazah. Other than that, you cannot do. The only salat that the Prophet allowed us to perform in the graveyard, is salatul janazah for that particular person that we visit. Performing tayammum upon reaching the grave. Now, this comment that was collected by the author of this book is sharing with us what they are exposed to sometimes. This may not happen here, but it happened in other other country, a group of Muslims. Reversing the salam by saying alaykumus salam instead of assalamu alaikum, because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam have reminded us from hadith Aisha radiallahu anha that the Prophet said, Quli assalamu ala ahli diyar minal mu'minin wal muslimin. And you can even continue, wa yarhamullahu al-mustaqdimin minna wal mustaqirin wa inna insha'Allah bikum lahiqun. There are many ways to give salam, but you cannot change the salam by saying, you say assalamu alaikum, not like saying what is mentioned here, alaykumus salam, like responding to a salam. No, you are offering a salam, so you don't reverse that salam to, like you are responding salam to them, as though as when you come near to the graveyard, the people in the grave is giving you salam, so you are responding wa alaikumus salam. No, they don't give salam to you. I think if you can hear the salam, you are not going to go in the graveyard. Yeah. Now that dua, the meaning of the dua from the Prophet ﷺ is that you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, may Allah shower His blessing, mercy upon whoever died as a believing male and female. And may Allah shower His mercy, rahmah, love upon those who have died before us and those who is going to come and join them. Yeah? And then we remind ourselves, Insha'Allah, wa Insha'Allah bikum lahakun, we are going to join you, all of you soon. Yeah? It's just a humble reminder for those who are still alive. Number 5, giving admonishment in the graveyard during nights with full moon. This is also like people choose a particular situation when there's full moon. They say maybe this is the right time. Yeah. Today is what, Muharram? 9 Muharram. Yeah. Tomorrow 10 Muharram. Yeah. We have a problem normally is we like to visit the graveyard in the morning of the Eid day, yeah, Eid al-Fitri, yeah, normally. Yeah. But you cannot say it is a sunnah to fix, yeah, Eid morning to visit the grave. No. It's sunnah to visit the graves, yeah. But you cannot fix that. It should be done or it's better in the morning of the Eid day now. Yeah. Number 6, raising the voice among the grave with La ilaha illallah or other form of zikr. This is not a place for you to go and zikr. Yeah. It's good to remember Allah. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah. Even the zikr la ilallah, the talqeen, the Prophet ﷺ only said, laqinu mawtakum bila ilaha illallah. Teach those who are going to die among you, la ilaha illallah. Why? Keep on reminding them, you're going back now, you're going to end your life. Don't have to worry about this dunya. Don't think about your children, khalas. Yeah, you have done your best. Now what you have to do is you must be connected to Allah. So we are there just to help them, to remind them, say La ilaha illallah while they are still alive. Once they are dead, then we say Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Allahumma ighfir lahu warhamhu. You don't have to tell them La ilaha illallah. They can't hear you anymore. Yeah? They can't hear you anymore. Yeah? But sometimes we have so and the feeling is so good, you know, that we still continuing remind them. After this, the angel of death is going to come and, or the angel who is in the graveyard is going to come and question you. So they may ask you this question: who is your God? Don't forget to say to them, Allahu Rabbi. They are going to ask you about your religion. Don't forget to say Islam Dini. They are going to ask you who is this man. Don't forget to say Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Nabi. The people who still teaching the dead, no, it's too late. Now we are teaching everybody to say Raditu billahi Rabba bil Islami Dina bi Muhammadin Nabiyya, because we are still alive. Yeah. If those who refuse to say it when they are alive, do you think they can say it when they die? No. And there's an hadith that Prophet ﷺ explained that for those who do not receive the message of Islam, the invitation to Islam, nobody called them to Islam, totally ignorant. Yeah? When they die, then Allah will not punish them yet. Allah will not punish them because Allah is very fair and just. وَمَا كُنَّا مُعَذِّبِينَ حَتَّى نَبْعَثَ رَسُولًا. We will not punish anyone until the message of Allah have reached them and they reject, they refuse to follow. How Allah want to test us? Allah will give us the final test. For those who are under that category, Allah is going to give them a final test. And Allah knows best. The Prophet ﷺ always remind his ummah, when some calamity, musibah, befall upon anyone, he always remind, ittaqillah wasbir. Ittaqillah wasbir. This is what the Prophet always remind those who are very sad about what happened to their close family members. Of course, being human, you'll be very sad. You feel that you are losing something that is so important to you. But the Prophet always say, ittaqillah wasbir. Be faithful to Allah, have taqwa in Allah, and have patience. Number 7, seeking help from the dead person or asking him to make dua for us, the visitors. Never believe in that. That kind of belief is not from the teaching of Islam. If mom come from our own tradition before, where our tradition, most of our tradition before, is not Islamic. Either we follow other belief, and then when Islam came to us, alhamdulillah, we accept Islam, but that culture and tradition still deep rooted in us, and on and off we may get confused. Like how the young generation, the second generation of Muslim in Japan, are very confused because we are not just bringing Islam to Japan, we are bringing our culture. And there was a family that met me after the Jummah prayer. I was giving a khutbah Jummah in one of the mosques there, and they came and asked me, said, what should I do, Sheikh? My wife have taken the children with her and left me. My wife just disappeared with children, and herself gone. I said, you have to have patience. So I was asking some people, what really happened to this man? Then we got some good information. Normally, the wives are very patient, but we have been very, very hard on them. We show very little respect to them. We force them to do things, and we are very mean. The word that we use sometimes, either you follow me or you will go to hell. So a woman who is trying to hold on, and if you keep on humiliating them, like you know nothing, you are a revert, just have to follow me, and forcing the children also to do things. Maybe the intention is good, but the approach is wrong. And when she can't take it anymore, she just disappeared. Sometimes we are not aware that our harshness can cause people to hate this beautiful religion. Allah even warned our Prophet, فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ وَلَوْ كُنْتَ غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَانْفَضُّ مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. Allah said to the Prophet, it is the mercy of Allah that Allah put into your heart. Softness. That when you talk to people, you talk to them with love, passion, care. If you are harsh towards them, Allah said to the Prophet ﷺ, if you are harsh and hard on them, they will run away from you. We know this, we have children with us. If you keep on screaming, pressuring them, the best thing for them to do is bye-bye. But we thought that we are doing a good job, Oh, I'm a very strong mother, I'm a strong father, I don't compromise, Yeah, but you must approach in a manner that you can win them over. Don't keep on pressure pushing them to the extent that they say enough. Yeah. Softness. Our children need that. The second generation need that. But if the first generation fail to show this love, kindness, khalas. Number 8, visiting a grave for the purpose of supplication and believing that the supplication are more acceptable there. You see, maybe the dua, the kubur, makbul. No. You can make dua anywhere. The best place to make dua is where? Yeah, is when you are making your sujood. Yeah. That to show us that, see, everybody can do it. Wherever you are, how poor you are, when you're making sujood, you can make dua. Yeah. Among the places, of course, there are certain places that is good to make dua. But when you talk about the best time is when you're making sujood. Yeah. Now again, remember, even when you want to make dua, when you're making sujood, remember that the Prophet said he was forbidden by Allah. Mean Allah do not allow even Prophet to recite any verses of the Quran while making rukuk and sujood. Even the Quran is kalam Allah, words of Allah. But the Prophet said, I was not allowed to recite any Quran while I'm making my rukuk and sujood. Now this is easy for us to understand. The general command from the Prophet, no. Maybe some people who like to entertain some scholars' opinion, they say, but if the Quran is a dua, then you can. No. The Prophet knows, and Allah knows that there's a lot of dua in the Quran. رَبَّنَا ظَلَمْنَا أَنفُسَنَا وَإِن لَمْ تَغْفِرْ لَنَا تَرْحَمْنَا لَنَكُونَنَّ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. There's the dua. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين ربنا آتنا. All these are dua. Allah knows, and the Prophet knows the Quran more than us. But if you look at his hadith, the dua that he allowed us, he taught us to recite while you're making a sujood, none of it is from the Quran. So don't try to entertain your feeling, opinions, when there is a clear hadith from the Prophet. When there is no clear hadith, like if the Prophet said the best dua is when you are in a state of sujood, like that, and no other hadith to say no Quran, then you can recite, no problem. But there's a hadith that said the Prophet said, I was not allowed to recite any Quran in the state of ruku and sujood. Okay? We have problem today, until today, even after learning the Quran and Sunnah, when the Quran and Sunnah is clear, but there's some opinion, we still entertain opinion. I love to listen to some people who explain certain thing about Islam. They are learned people. I don't say they are not learned, but the way they say, read, it's written in that book. Now just read what is written in that book. It's been written 100 years ago by scholars. No. Yeah, you can read, you can write anything you want. But who gives you the right to say that this is the only way? This is wajib. Who have the right to say this is wajib and this is not wajib? Only Allah and the Prophet. Not other than that. Very scary today. The way we explain things, we entertain the saying, the opinion of scholar more than the Quran and the Sunnah. When it comes to prayer, brothers and sisters, no brother today except Brother Shafiq here. When you come to anything to do with prayer, Allah make it so simple. If you cannot get water, you go for dry cleaning, tayammum. Okay? But if you cannot stand, you do while sitting. If you can't, you do while lying down. If you forget, you pray when you remember. No sin upon you. Allah never burden us except what you can do. And Allah end with فَاتَّقَ اللَّهَ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ. Do your level best. That's all that Allah asks. So there was some misunderstanding lately about those who cannot go down for sujood. So, but they can stand. So while they are praying, when they can stand and they can bring a normal ruku, so they like to stand. But they say, no, if you cannot make proper sujood, then you should, from the beginning, sit. You sit while you are doing your prayer. Now when a person can stand, why can't he perform the prayer while standing? The only thing he can do is going down for sujood. Oh, because you said the level of ruku is the same. When you are standing, and then you make ruku, and then when you are sujood, you sit on the chair and you make ruku, you make sujood. Your position is just like ruku. I don't think we think that we are making ruku. Yeah. So now they come up with an opinion. The opinion is, if you cannot make sujood, the normal sujood, then you don't. That if you want to sit, you sit. That hadith talk about sitting. So you sit from the beginning. So when you make ruku, you go to the level of ruku. When you go for sujood, you must try to make sure that your head go lower than the first movement, the ruku. Yeah, when you are normal, that is how you should do. Because ruku normally is the level, is straight, But sujood normally, that your back, your buttock is higher than the head. It is true for normal situation that should be the way. But don't make things so difficult. When people can do standing, they do what the area that they can't do, they do what they can. That's how it goes. But they say there is written, yeah, but it's not the Quran. It's nothing from the hadith of the Prophet. It's an opinion. And now they say that what we do is wrong. Can you imagine your prayer is not being accepted? Wow, that is serious. Anyhow, may Allah accept our prayer. Amen. But Allah is very merciful. He make it very easy for us. فَاتَّقُوا مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ. While we were in the airport last night, we also was talking to the Japanese Jama'ah. We said that Allah has make it easy. Why you make it difficult? The Prophet also said from Anas bin Malik, yassiru wala tu'assiru, bashiru wala tunaffiru. Make it easy, don't make it difficult. Ad-dinu yusrun, other hadith the Prophet said, religion is easy. And send glad tidings, always share, yeah, the good news with people. Don't always put fear in them. We like to put fear first. Yeah. The fear comes from Allah. Allah said, I will test you with fear. And that's why you see, even after learning for so long, we don't change. Why we don't change sometimes? The fear is there. Oh, what my people will say, my parents will say, my neighbor will say, my close friend will say about me. Why? Because the fear is there. Some good thing happened over there too, you know. I was talking to the brothers how you should approach, yeah, your wife and so on. Show good example so that your children is, and they are witnessing it. You know, they are watching it. You must show them, you know, because the Japanese have their own culture. It so happened that the family culture sometimes is not that good. They are very straightforward. When Islam always believe in discussion. You know, it's a company. It's not a private property anymore. You know, when you are alone, it's a sendirian berhad. When you ijab kabul, it's a company. Both parties have share everything. Both parties have certain right. You know? So there was an incident, something was happening, and these are reverts, and these are born Muslim. Most of the time you have this problem, revert and born Muslim. And now the revert are very committed to the religion. When they learn, they say, this is what we must do. This is what Allah said, what the Prophet said. Now the revert sister is feeling the pressure. No, the born Muslim sister is feeling the pressure. See, last time, no, I wear because for the wrong reason. You know, I didn't wear because of Allah. I wear because, you know, this is, sometimes I dress like this, sometimes I dress like that. I like to attract people's attention. And now you attract one guy. Then he become your husband now. And then he learn, and then he know that this is what you have to do, and you must follow me. I'm your husband. I'm telling, but she refused. And she's very exposed. And she says, you know, my husband is too much, you know. He don't allow me to make up anymore. I said, and you said make a haram, you know. I said, how you feel? I said, I mean, I was doing this before. I have no problem. My parents never say it's haram. My husband say it's haram. So I asked the husband, do you say haram? Yeah. No, how can he do this, you know? He's showing off herself, you know. I said, no, it is nothing haram for her to make up. For her to make up for Allah when she want to pray. Allah loves people, you know, who dress the best dress, you know, and prepare themselves in the best form when they worship Allah. And then you can make up for your husband. The only thing that the Prophet and the teaching of Islam do not want you to do that, tabarruj, you make up so heavy makeup, not for your husband. Of course, you cause a lot of unrest to your husband. And then you attract the wrong people again. No, from people who don't look at you, now they look at you, and then your husband is looking at them. The husband thought that they are looking at him, but they are looking the wrong person. So you create unrest. Don't do that. Alhamdulillah, after 10 minutes talking, she have a scarf over the head. And then she is covering the other part now. Then I talked to the husband. I said, the husband is very good, he's very committed, you know. But still, when you want somebody to do something that's good, approach them in a loving manner. I think they will accept. But when you want to dictate, you know, follow me, I'm a husband, I command you to do that. I remember in the time of Omar always said, people of Mecca, the women are very, very quiet. They don't disagree with their husband. What the husband say goes. Just one man show. But when they migrate to Medina, they got surprised. They say the women in Medina will always raise up their voice, their opinion. They never keep quiet. Think they feel that it's not correct, they would just have to give their opinion. They are very loud ladies. So Omar was commenting and said, I'm worried, you know, because my wife suddenly is changing. You know, she had been very obedient when he was in Mecca. Now Medina, she started to follow the Medina's woman now. The Medina women are more outspoken, yeah, but for the right reason. Yeah, for the right thing, yes, you can. Yeah. Allah have said in the Quran, وَالْمُؤْمِنُونَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ بَعْضُهُمْ أَوْلِيَاءُ بَعْضٍ يَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ يَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ إلى آخر آية. Male and female, believing male and female, they are complementing each other. Both parties have the right to advise one another, yeah, in inviting to goodness and forbid evil. Both parties also have their role. Sometimes we are weak. We hope that our wife is strong. Sometimes the wife is weak. We hope our husband is strong. And that's how we help and complement each other. Allah said that. So you cannot say they have no right. They have right. Number 9, slaughtering and sacrificing animals by a grave. That means you really want to sacrifice something, nazar. Maybe you have nazar. That nazar also cannot be performed. The nazar of sacrificing an animal, if Allah answer your prayer, you said, I'm going to sacrifice a sheep. Yes, no problem. But you don't bring the sheep to the graveyard. Don't bring the sheep to the graveyard, because it's not allowed. Yeah, there is not the ground for you to do any slaughtering. Yeah. Just imagine Hajj. Yeah? Last time they allowed you to do your slaughtering wherever you are, wherever you camp, everybody can slaughter. And then they create a lot of unpleasant environment. Blood, heads thrown here and there. They are in the inner part of the organ of the animal, they just throw here and there. So it creates a very unpleasant kind of smell. And you know, Hajj is not just 1,000 people, million of people. If you have 2 million of people performing Hajj, at least you have 1 million people involved in sacrifice. That means 1 million of animals is going to be slaughtered. And I know in the 70s, they have to bulldoze everything, and then they have to bury all the animal, because nobody can take everything home. So it's left open like that. So who is going to bury them? But now, alhamdulillah, later on they came up with all this advice from the health department, from the scholar. You know, we do it in a way that we have a slaughter house. That's why whoever want to do slaughtering today when they go to Hajj, they cannot do like before. Before, normally sometimes when I want to get involved in slaughtering on behalf of my Jum'ah, slaughter, especially camel, there's so thousands of camel, and one day being slaughtered. And then you want to get that camel, the camel is far inside now. So you have to step on the dead camel, And sometimes the dead animal, the camel, the stomach still moving. You will fall, and then you have to go and then look for the camel that is there, and then you slaughter, and now he's down. So the one who's going to come again, you have to go further in. It's not easy. But now, alhamdulillah, they organize in a way that you are not allowed to sacrifice any animal by yourself in your area. If you want, you can. You go to the slaughterhouse. But when they see that you are not you don't have experience, they don't allow you. Because you delay the process. And for those who are used to slaughter very fast, and they do it very well, alhamdulillah. Just like in our country, sometimes you don't have the Qurban kind of activities in the R&R area. At the park, not right. Because the blood animal, when children look at this, the people who don't understand will say that we are very cruel people. We are not, we don't show mercy and inhuman something. Now we are coming into this month, today, tomorrow, there are a lot of suffering. To us, we say, to them, they don't say it's suffering. The people who love Ali and Hussain, they're hitting themselves, they're torturing themselves. They bleed, they have to bleed. They're using sharp kind of material, maybe sword, iron, to hit their body. They even go on the floor, They go on the floor and they just scratch their face on the ground. They want to bleed because they want to show their love to Hussain and to Ali. You know who I'm talking to. I'm addressing because it's happening. These 2 days is happening now. And it's very scary, for people to look at us being human. Are we human? Can we do this? If you said that the religion of Islam is peace, loving, Allah don't allow you even to cause harm to yourself. And now they believe for whatever they want to believe. The Prophet never allowed anybody to do this on his name, no. Or because I love you, Ya Rasulullah. No. You love me, you follow my teaching. Scary, People are sending videos to me. This is happening. They want to bleed. They want to torture their body. They want to scratch their skin out. To them, they thought this is a sacrifice. What kind of sacrifice? Allah don't need that kind of sacrifice. Even the animal that we are slaughtering sometimes when we are doing Qurban for Hajj, what did Allah say? He didn't look at the animal or the blood that flow. What Allah is valuing is what is inside your heart. Do you do this purely for me? Do you love me? Because Allah did not call Abraham to sacrifice a sheep or a cow, to sacrifice something that he loved most, and his son Ismail. And Allah knows that Ibrahim is not like us. For us, I say, no man, no way, man. I declare I'm out. What kind of religion is this called to sacrifice your own son? But Allah knows Abraham, Khalil Allah. And he knows who is Ismail because Allah is the one who gave Ismail to Ibrahim. And he knows who is Ismail. The father and the son, Allahu Akbar, work together as one team. If this is what Allah wants you to do, oh my father, just do it. I will be with you. This is a sign of righteous son. So even slaughtering, you must know how to do it properly. Even your intention is to offer a sacrifice, but you cannot do it at the grave. Don't allow anybody. I'm worried now they are at the grave, they are selling flour, they are selling marble, they are selling the stones. One day if you're going to sell an animal, na'uzubillah, a lot of business. They are selling a lot of food there. Under the hut, you have the people there waiting with a basket, selling food. Oh, this is sadaqah, sadaqah, sadaqah. They shouldn't have allowed any business to go around in that area. But what can we do when we don't have the right understanding about religion? Everything, go haywire. But the worrying part that when I enter some graveyard, when I enter the deeper side one, they have different zones, and then they got this, what you call the wakaf, the small hut. Then somebody is with the basket preparing things, and then I said, he said, over there, I have one mayat here, and there's also some mayat over there. Oh, that one we cannot go. That one is for another zone. That one, the Malaysian team is there. We are Indonesian team here. No, everybody is I don't know whether the rule allowed them to do that, but they just have their own MOU. Let us do some business. So you take that zone, you the Malaysian, we take this area. So can you imagine what is happening? But I just don't understand. Where is the caretaker of this area? Don't you have the understanding this is not a place for you to do business? This is a place of reflection. When people come, they give salam. And when they want to do some cleaning up, they also must feel. You see, their loved one is no more with them. Yesterday they were up together, smiling, talking. Now, gone. It's the best place for reflection, not a place for you to do business. And now, may Allah guide all of us, inshallah, and also protect our children so that they will love the deen and they try to fulfill their responsibility towards their parent when the parent pass away by following what Allah and the Prophet want them to do. So it's important for us who still have our elders around to make them understand so that they cooperate with us, and tell them, no, we are going to, anything happen to us, we are going to do the way that Allah and the Prophet want us to do. It's important. Praying and reciting Quran. Now, starting the visit with praying 2 rakat, reading in them Al-Fatiha. Normally, we always do that. We say Al-Fatiha. We always like this. Al-Fatiha is a very important surah, because without Al-Fatiha, you cannot perform your prayer, your salat. But not at the graveyard. Ayatul Kursi, Surah Ikhlas, all these are beautiful ayat, and offering the prayer blessing to the deceased. This kind of prayer, you offer this, you say, I make 2 rakat for him. No, I'm reciting the Quran and I present it to him. There's nothing to present now. When you are alive, also they don't want to present you, and then after you die, they come and give present to you. I think they are just joking. You can make dua, yes, and you will love them. Just do something, give a charity on their name. Anybody who have a good intention to participate in for a mosque project, we recommend you the one in Japan that we just came back. We went and visit the new area, new block, that because the Salam Mosque, the present one, is not enough to accommodate for the growing of the Muslim. Sometimes they got to pray twice, Jum'at, 2 times, 3 times. It's small, so they are we went to see the new area. Of course, if you want, yeah, to build, to just buy a land and rebuild, it's too far away. Then you don't get the people. You want the building, that the building, the old building is there. You just have to buy all the building and rebuild. Yeah, because the location is important, where a lot of people is around. Then you will, it benefit the Muslims. Yeah. Alhamdulillah, we were there, and we start our Zohar and Asr prayer. They are still negotiating to buy over the block, and if they have more to buy, then they will buy two, and then they can build, rebuild again, and also there will be more spaces for the Ummah. Alhamdulillah. But normally, you know, Japan is not cheap, especially in Tokyo. I think it's very, very expensive. But expensive or not, we have to do something for the future generation. At least they have a place to go. Today you say it's expensive. In 10 years to come, it's more expensive. Just imagine, in Penang Island, example, Penang Island, a lot of Waqf land. Who bought this land? Owned by who before Waqf land in Penang? Owned by majority of the Indian Muslim from India. MashaAllah, the merchant, they came and do business, they have money. They are very, very wise, no? They buy this land and they build the mosque, and then Waqf, and that's why there's so many Waqf land in the island, and it's in the middle of the town, in Georgetown. If those people don't do what they have been doing before, we don't have the place anymore. So we are talking to some group of people, say, inshallah, you try your best, you know. They have already, even the owner of Salam Foundation, who is the chairman, the one who have invited me from the day, the opening of the Mosque As-Salam. Now I'm one of the advisors to them. Alhamdulillah, he have prepared. He himself have come up, at least, if I'm not wrong, he had 3 to 5 million US dollars from his own business. But he may need more so that they can do more for the present mosque is from his money. He's the one who put all the money to buy over this building and turn it into a masjid. Whoever have this good intention, let us know, and we will guide you how to participate in this project, inshallah. Reciting Surah Ikhlas or Yasin over the grave, there is no authentic hadith to back up this kind of tradition. Paying someone to recite Quran over a grave and offering the reward of the recitation to the deceased, hadiah, and then call somebody, you hafiz Quran, go and make up 30 juzu over there and hadiah to my father, my children, When they are alive, they don't want to read the Quran. After they are dead, you call people to read the Quran and send it to them, You better go and put a tape recorder, and then they will not make mistake, make sure the battery is working, everything is just on. You don't do that, I know I have some old elderly friend before in Penang whose job is that. Anybody die, risky, And then people know him and he's very good. People call him, then give him, can you do this? You recite how many times? This is my contribution, a token. So one day I was talking to him and said, he's like an uncle to me. Do you think what you recite will benefit the dead? He said, what I know is it benefit me. About the dead, I don't know. Sure, benefit me because I'm reciting the Quran. I will get the reward of reciting the Quran. And secondly, I've been paid. So I have double reward. I'm sure, that he said that, I know it benefit me. That one is true, but about the deed, I don't know. But people want me to recite, so I go there and recite. If I recite at home, I don't get this fees, I just go there, I sit there, I recite, and I know it's for me. Anyhow, this is something we have to be very careful. Offering the blessing of one act of worship like prayer and Quranic recitation to the dead Muslim. Again, people do all this hadiah. The only thing that you can do and help the deceased is if he missed his fasting day, you can fast on his or her behalf. Yes. Or you redeem, pay fidya. Yes. The Prophet said so. Yeah. Second is he never perform Hajj or Umrah, you can do, yes. Zakat and all these things you should have paid, take from his money. Pay, yes, you can do it. But Shahada, you cannot. Reciting Quran, cannot. Unless he have been teaching you to recite the Quran, each time you recite the Quran, he will get the reward. There are certain things that Islam allow you to do on behalf of the dead, but not everything. So we must know what is allowed and what is not. You cannot say, I'm praying subuh, 2 rakat. After finish mine, I pray 2 rakat for so and so. And I give this as my hadiah. No, you cannot do that. Taking Quran book to the graveyard to read from them or placing them in the grave for others to read is against the sunnah of the Prophet. The Quran was revealed as a guidance for the living, not for the dead people. Even the one who passed away, there's no more ibadat for them. When you die, there's no fasting for you, there's no praying for you, there's no zakat for you, nothing anymore, gone. All this is only made compulsory for those who are still alive. So you don't have to do that anymore. Some people would like to do that. So may Allah protect us, brothers and sisters, that anything you want to do for the dead, please make sure that it was recommended by a Prophet. If not, just don't do it. If you don't have time to go to the graveyard, you want to make dua at home, no problem. After your prayer, make dua for them. Like when we are making dua Friday and beginning of our class, we also make dua for everybody. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us have this right understanding so that we do the right thing and we are not involved in all the innovation. I mean, if there's any question, we open for Q&A again. Fatafaddal. Any question from the? Yes. Yeah, they need your voice to go, to be recorded, inshallah. Fadda.
Sheikh Hussain, I'm thinking about what you said just now about the separate graves. Some people in Kuala Lumpur itself, like Bukit Kiara Kubur.
Right.
It's supposed to be for Taman Tun and Bukit Damansara people. But they also bury the Indonesians who were shot, who was killed. They don't know where these people come from, but all they know, they are bad guys, all of them. that were buried. Not all, in between,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, in between. So the families are not happy about the graves not being taken care, and you know, it's, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
So
okay.
like for example, the family from Taman Tun and Bukit Damansara, they're not happy. They protest.
Okay.
So right now, I think not many of such cases are being done there. So who is to be blamed if this bad, I mean, you know, guys were buried there? Is it the government? Is it the council that, you know, and is it the family, people like us, you know, we complain.
No,
So what do we do with
no,
this?
of course. Rule number one, we must know Muslim graveyard is very different from a non-Muslim graveyard. We know that today we zone up the graveyard. For this area, this is your graveyard. Maybe the reason we do that is to organize things, yeah, in a way that is easy for those who are staying in this area. Now, that is nothing wrong in Islam. Yeah? But sometimes you must remember the spirit of Islam overrule all this kind of discipline, you know. That, oh, you know, we want to cater for this area. Because you must know the Prophet said, you make it easy and bury the dead body, yeah, in a graveyard that is nearest to you. That's how it is easy. If you are just staying across the graveyard, but it so happen this is under Wilayah, you are in Selangor. Example, you are PJ, just here, Bukit Kiara, just example. We are nearer to Bukit Kiara than Damansara. Islamically, you should make it easier. You don't have to separate because of state. As long as you are close to that area, and then you should welcome anybody. But now your question is about the bad guy. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Now, bad and good guy, we leave it to Allah. Yeah. Sometimes we don't know. We don't really know how sure we are that this is a bad guy. You know, sometimes a lot of things happen. It's not in our control. You know. And sometimes it's so maybe the guy was just around that area in the wrong place, wrong time, and then people just group them into one group. You know, very hard to say this kind. That's bad and good, even how bad they are. But there is grave that I'm aware of, not here yet. I'm not sure about Malaysia, in the Middle East, yeah, that some very good family who own a land, not the big one, then they said that we wakaf, all the family around wakaf, that this place, graveyard, that we wakaf, we only allow righteous people to be buried there. Yeah, that means the good guy, scholars, you know, yeah, that's why in the South there are a lot of scholars. They will bury in one area. Yeah, because they love that kind of to give that kind of services. Then of course it's okay, you can do that. You can do that. Yeah? But one thing you must remember, you know, even you are buried side by side, the good, the bad, the ugly, you know, but you don't know, the angel know how to handle that. they know how to handle that. You know, sometimes there's a very unique hadith, yeah, said that those who perform prayer and the prayer saves them, prayer is being accepted by Allah, that prayer will react like a light, nur, yeah, in Yawm al-Qiyamah. And those who may pray, but only Allah knows their intention, they don't take care of the rukun, they don't have the tuma'nina, the tertib, they play while they're praying. You know? Then in Yawm al-Qiyamah, this kind of prayer will not benefit them. But then they will be raised up among Qarun, Pharaoh, and hammam. Even you bury them among the Muslim, there's no guarantee they are going to raise up among the Muslim. It's up to Allah. Suddenly you got surprised, no? You wake up from the different group, right? But there's no surprise over there because everybody is busy. But what the Prophet is trying to share with us, that there is no guarantee that you are going to be good because you are buried next to the good guy. No. Nafsi, nafsi. Nafsi, nafsi. Give an example, there are a lot of people who are buried in Baqi', until today. This, the companion, the wife of the prophets, they are righteous people. Some are people who have guaranteed Jannah for them. And you have also a lot of wrong guy who is still burying there until today. But we don't have to worry. But the only thing is to make sure that we have the right spirit. Make it easy. It is very close. Even now you're just the borderline. No, it's close. But ini wilayah. You Selangor. Why you sometimes we don't know why we don't have the spirit anymore. Make it easy. Oh, this is for the class, second level. The low class, economy class, you go to economy graveyard. And this is a business class, this is first class. Why you go and class this kind of graveyard? No, it's for everybody. That's nothing to worry. Of course, like you just said, Sister Maria, that the family are not happy, they are complaining. By right, we should not. We should not complain. If that is the easiest for them to do at the area, then let them do it.
I mean, they don't mind Muslims, Malaysian like us, from Shah Alam or from another area, but they do mind about these bad guys being shot, being, no family coming to clean. That one they were not happy. So I just want
we know, but Islamically we cannot stop. Cannot stop. Even we don't like, but we cannot stop. Unless that graveyard belong to us. We have the right to say, no, we only entertain this kind of people, that you can, that private graveyard. Okay.
A few days ago, I think everybody knew about this. It was in the news even. Indira Gandhi's 3 children. Remember the Indian lady, the kindergarten teacher or what, married to a Muslim, and then this case has been going on for quite some time, a few years already.
Okay.
And just a few days ago, the children were given to the mother, and she can change the children, not change, I mean...
decide for her
Yes,
children.
yes. And the father got no right anymore, and the children going to be Buddhist. So, this is another case, because I think 2 years ago, the father was given...
the custody.
Yes, the custody of the children. And now, with the new AG and all this, and it confused not only the family or what, even me, I was dumbfounded. I said, what? So I said, oh, good question to ask Sheikh Hussain. So today, my second question is that...
How do all the sisters here feel about the case? How do you all personally feel?
We don't feel good. I don't feel good at, I don't know how about...
How about the others? How the other sisters, how do you feel? I was not aware about the whatever case, because we hardly read any paper news. How do you all feel? Now the law is the law. The law is the law. There are 2 kinds of law. One, religious law. One is common law. common law may have their own values. Where religious law is not our law. Common law is man-made law. Religious law is divine. Yeah? Allah have reminded us, as a Muslim and with the non-believer, Allah end with lakum dinukum waliyadin. Okay? We have our way of doing things, of valuing things. You all have your way. Now the problem we encounter today is when both of them are not a Muslim before, so they have the children. Then suddenly one get hidayah, want to embrace Islam. Alhamdulillah, Islam is open for everybody. My personal humble experience handling these cases where the family all are not yet Muslim, but someone here become a Muslim first. You must honor the right of your partner. The children was brought up in a not yet Muslim family. Both are not Muslim. So this is their children. It belongs to both parties. So you cannot just, because now I'm a Muslim, I force my children. You can't do that. No? Of course, we hope the children will grow up with us and we set a good example that they will follow us. That's why the Prophet said, Kullu mawlud yula ala fitra. That means the freedom of the child is there when they are born. Every child have their own freedom. But fa'abawahu is the parent who will mold them. If the upbringing of the parent, if they are Muslim, of course then the upbringing will be Islamic. If they are non-Muslim, of course they will bring up the children according to what they believe. This is the norm, this is the fitrah. This is what the Prophet said. Okay? Now, when they were married, they are non-Muslim, and then they got children, all are non-Muslim. So one party come to Islam, alhamdulillah. So, but he failed to bring the other party. Okay, we don't know why, and why that the other party are so upset, you know. And now the children, by right, according to the Islamic spirit, we as adults should not pressure the children at all. Should not pressure, because they are their fitrah. This is their mother. This is the father. You don't even have to fight for the custody. Why must you do that? Show good example. If you are kind to the mother, the children will love you, respect you, and the mother also, the wife, will respect you. But if you have other agenda, of course it's going to be a fight. I'm going to give in just like this. I don't know what is the agenda behind that. By right, they should sit down nicely. You know, this is our children. Now I've chosen to be a Muslim. Are you joining me? You said, no. Okay, I cannot force you. But I show my love, my kindness to you. I still take care of you. I still take care of the children. If you want to take care of it, no problem. But while we are together, or now we are separated, we don't stay together because I'm a Muslim, you are not a believer. Then, children belong to both parties. You don't have to fight for that. You don't go and use your force and go and fight. Then, of course, the mother is going to fight back. So now, you are putting the children in a dilemma. And the children is seeing their parent fighting. Do you think the children like that? The children don't like that. It's not the normal family anymore. If you force, later on, the same thing can happen. When you come to the certain age, you say, I'm not a Muslim. Like I said, the second generation in Japan, when you make so difficult for them. Oh, this one haram, that one haram, cannot. They said, I'm not a Muslim. What can you do? So I would say that if, I don't know who advised this man, if this man who had approached a right scholar who will guide him properly, I don't think they have this problem. No, this is like a drama now. And it's not good because the public is watching. And then you see, Sharia court may say, father. Now they fight in the conventional court. You see, okay, then no. No, this is back to the mother. So by right, that should be the way. There are time for the father, time for the mother. Because these children belong to both parties.
Yes.
Don't have to fight for that. I think that the approach was not wise from the beginning. We think you want to use force, and this is what backfire again. So we hope the Muslims are more caring and willing. Sometimes this kind of thing that happen is an eye open for us. You don't force. I have seen a lot of cases before. Those who came to us, I told them, don't fight over the children. Children normally are close to the mother. So if the mother are not yet going to be a Muslim, you try your best. But alhamdulillah, after some time, because he is very sincere to become Muslim, he don't have other agenda. Sometimes the first wife worried. He become Muslim because he want to. Then we know what's the problem.
The second case, Indian and Malay.
So now this is something.
Yes.
If an Indian and Malay, meaning the Indian cannot marry a Malay, normally if Malay are Muslim, until he or she become a Muslim. So when you are Muslim, then now the children are Muslim. That's how it goes. The identification, everything is they're Muslim from day one. The earliest case, the children were born as a not yet Muslim. So you cannot force them. But if it's Muslim already, then you have the right to say they're Muslim. There's a good argument when we were in Japan before. The person want to be a Muslim, and then he went to a wrong guy, and they were like, okay, whoa, why to go? You become Muslim? No, but you must remember, no, after Muslim, you have to cut already. And then I want to cut. I don't want to be a Muslim. After you become Muslim, you don't want to become Muslim again because of cutting. Then they'll cut your head. Either you cut below or you cut above. Wow, they say in also cut, out also cut. You see, sometimes we don't know what to. We don't even have wisdom. Why you go and talk about this?
That's right.
Give them the understanding about God, the love. Then they will know what is good for them. You come in and talking about cutting. In cut, out also cut. Stop. May Allah protect us. Any last question, inshallah? For the sisters? Yeah. There are two more. Yeah. Fadda.
Okay. Assalamualaikum. See, every
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah.
every year my relatives will organize trips to visit the graves of their parents, their siblings.
Okay.
And normally the elders will read Yasin, which is now not supposed to be done. What is the recommended verse or whatever?
The recommended is to make dua. Then you have the dua of mayat. The same thing is a dua for the deceased. But they can be there. I think why we organize, because it's easier, because everybody is living different areas. So one of the elders, they say, okay, we find a date a common date so everybody will catch. That is okay, nothing wrong. Yeah? It's not that according to the Sunnah you must. No, no, no. Just for the benefit to make it easier for the family. And then you recite the dua. Dua the Prophet said, Allah maghfir lahu warhamhu wa'afihi. They're the same dua, inshallah. Yeah? Naam. Fadda, Sida.
Assalamualaikum Ustaz.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Few years ago, I attended this one Cuci Masjid program. Cuci Masjid, Cuci Kubur program.
Okay, yeah.
And after that, we have our lunch at the grave.
Okay.
Yeah, is it permissible?
Yeah, I think they should. Yeah, I think it's a very good question. By right, they should. If they want, they should find a common area. Yeah? We don't want people to say, "Wow, they are having a festival there." You know? So it got a wrong image. You know, sometimes our intention is good because we are doing kotong royong cleaning. I remember they are cleaning. In Japan they said, in Japan it's not cleaning the graveyard because they want all their caretaker, will do that. You just pay them, but cleaning the palace of the emperor. So you have to queue. You have the queue. You have to register, and people love to go and clean. Yeah? At least they can see the emperor. The public will do that. They have to register. Maybe at one time they said one group must have 1,000 people. So 1,000 is ready already. So whoever a latecomer, they queue again for the next clean up. So cleaning the graveyard is a good thing for us to do. But when you have the makan thing, we are worried people say, "Wow, kenduri man." So send the wrong message across. Yeah? Better not at that area. Yeah? Not at that area. Unless we have a hall there, just for the people to sit down and then eat. Yeah? I hope the hall, they don't go and rent the hall and make walima. No, it's not right. Then it's not right. That's not the right place. It's not a place for you to entertain yourself, a place of reflection. Yeah? Now, last, the sister behind, please.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ustaz, from my understanding, once a person dies, he will be transferred to alam barzakh. So there's no connection between the dead and the family left behind in the world. But recently I went to a class, so the ustaz quoted a hadith narrated by Abu Darda, which says something like the dead, they will still know what we, the family, do in the world, whether if the family members do good things, the dead will be happy, and if we do bad things, the dead will not be happy. He said that hadith is sahih. So I just need your clarification.
Yeah, I think we have to go back to that particular hadith and see, what, how the meaning of that hadith. Sometimes the hadith may be sahih, but our understanding different. It's just like I'm quoting. The Prophet said, "Talqin, laqinu, ba'utakum billah." It's an authentic hadith, but the way we understood wrongly. We do the talqin after he died. The talqin before he died, because when the Prophet said that, and he himself showed an example how you should help those who are going to die. Teach them la ilaha illallah. That is taqin. Mautakum. Even he used the word maut. It now means after you die. No, it's like when you want to go to sleep. What dua do you recite? Bismikallahumma amutu. Are you dying? No, you're not dying yet. But the word that you apply, amut. I'm going to die. So sometimes the hadith is okay, and that means the sanad is sahih. but the understanding of the matan, we have some problem. Everybody start to interpret in their own understanding. So when you talk about hadith, then you must be careful how the companion understood from this saying. Because the saying is from the Prophet, and the community Abu Darda is one of the companions. Then how do this companion understood the hadith? Not how we understood that hadith. That is very important. Yeah? Now, to say that the date can feel, yeah? There's one area that I like everybody to have this general understanding first. One of the category, the condition to make this hadith sahih is it cannot contradict the Quran. It cannot contradict the Quran. Yeah? So Quran said you cannot make the dead hear you anymore. Neither the one in the grave, they can't hear you. Unless Allah permit. Who did Allah permit? No one knows. Just an example, the Prophet was allowed by Allah to hear the suffering of two guys who died in the graveyard, and that's why he break some branches and then he put it on their grave. But not all graves. You know? And do we hear anybody in the grave shouting, screaming, or being punished? None. On only two occasions. And one occasion twice. Yeah? At the same time, two persons who has been punished in the grave, and Allah allowed him to hear. So, for us to generalize certain things, it is not right. Yeah? So what I would like to say, if you remember the hadith, you can get it from that person, and then we can go through another round. And let me go through again before I make any comment. Yeah? But we know that if you are doing something good, the deceased will benefit because you are from them. Whatever good deeds you've done, because of their investment on you, then this is what walad saleh yad'ulahu. It's like a dua for you. That's why we who are living still can do a lot of good things for the dead, not they do for us. They have done their part when they were alive. They have invested in us, they educate us, and now we become somebody good, and we are using the knowledge to help others. And that is good. And that's why the Prophet ﷺ said about this. He said that, how can you be dutiful to your dead parent? How can you be dutiful to them? By strengthening the tie of Sirat Rahim with the people that they love, the people they like, who are still alive. Get close to the family that they love to get close to. Get close to the friend that they love to get close to. By doing that, you are still doing something good for your parent. That means you are still dutiful to your parent. And the Prophet said that. Because when the Prophet said, it is too bad in the meaning, for any Muslim children, when their parent is still alive, they are not dutiful to them. Because that is the best way to enter paradise, to be dutiful to your parent. And then the companion said, now the Prophet just said, no, but my parent is dead. Too late for me to be dutiful, no, to my parents. They are dead now. So what can I do now? So I missed the opportunity. The Prophet said, you can still do it by having a good relationship with those people that your parents love to be with and like, yeah, then you build up the ties. And that is one of the ways that you can be dutiful to your parents. So there are certain things, of course, you can still help them with that because it's their investment, their deeds. That's why when they work off something, whoever still make use of the place to do good deeds, of course he'll get the reward. If it's his effort, his sacrifice. That is our general understanding first. I do not know what this, what the hadith they are quoting, even if Sahih. I want to know the content, the sanad, and the matan of the hadith properly, inshallah. So try to get that and pass it to us earlier before the coming Wednesday class, so that I can go through, I can try to enlighten all of us again, inshallah. Until we see you tomorrow, oh, not tomorrow, the next class, inshallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.